It is called Paradise Rise, and let me tell you why. You might understand and been watching the news that in November 8th, there was a very large fire called the Camp Fire that devastated the town of Paradise and the surrounding area. I'm going to go into more details of what the specifics of that. But the day after that happened, the day that that news spread, found out that it was personal for me personally because my wife has a friend from high school that is a pastor at a church up there. They lost everything. And as we reached out to him, I said, how you doing? What can we do? How can we help? Just started a conversation of things that are going on. And again, it just happened. So they really were not even fully aware how bad it's going to get, what's going on. Fast forward a little bit, find out a lot of news. Now that the fire is fully contained, we found a lot of things that are going on. What happened is as I was personally praying about what to do, because again, when big things happen in our lives, we should be asking. Again, this is why I say your hearts of service is right in line with what we're doing. This is no surprise why God's put this on my heart and asking you guys to join me with this. It comes back to this verse, Isaiah 61:3, where it says this, to all who mourn in Israel, he will give a crown of beauty. Look at that. For all who mourn, he'll give you a crown of beauty for ashes, a joyous blessing instead of mourning, festive praise instead of despair. In their righteousness, they will be like great oaks that the Lord has planted for his own glory. In grieving, in the ashes, there is life. There is new life that comes from devastation. There is new life that comes from grief. There's new life that comes so much so that you're going to be like a mighty oak that's going to stand forever above and beyond what it came from, the ashes. And it's all for God's glory. And I got thinking about this verse, and I got thinking about what it means to have beauty for ashes. Because ashes symbolize something usually that's dead and gone and not coming back. But if you know anything about ashes also, it fertilizes the ground that it's on, and there's new life that comes out of it. It's almost contrary to what you think. What happened? And I got to thinking about that verse, and they go, how can I not want to do something? How could we not respond to be able to do something to help? And I got to thinking, how in the world, this fire is huge. It's devastating. What I found out, next slide. What I found out is that this campfire devastated this town. It is now the deadliest fire in the state of California, in the history of California. It burned over 153,000 acres. That's 240 miles. 270 people are still to this day unaccounted for. 85 fatalities. Look at the devastation, 13,000 homes, 528 commercial buildings, 4293 other buildings destroyed, and they still don't know what caused it. Next slide. Just a couple of pictures of this devastation. So I got to talking with the pastor, and he got me in touch with his lead pastor. What I found out from him firsthand is as FEMA was coming in, he's having conversations with FEMA, the natural disasters, because they found out that 95% of this town is devastated. It's literally wiped off the map. FEMA, federal agency, says to him, in all my years of doing this, we have never seen devastation like this before. And his words, this pastor will never ever forget it as he tells me, I'm telling you. He goes, FEMA, government agencies cannot help you rebuild. They cannot help you find hope again. They cannot help you find encouragement, the support that you need. We can't. There's nothing that we can do with this level of devastation. It has to come from the faith community. How could we not help? But as much as we're drawn to this important response, how much more could we do collaborating with others? Do something bigger than us. So here is what I want to pitch to you. It's beyond a pitch. This is beyond asking. We're doing this. On February 14th through the 18th of this next year, that is President's Weekend, I am asking that you would join me and join students from our main campus. We have over 100 students that are going to mobilize to go up to Paradise to be the hands and feet of Christ, rebuilding Paradise. It is estimated that there are probably half the town, of the 27,000 people that are residents, half will not return. They have nothing to come back to and no means to help rebuild. But those that are there desperately need the help. And I want us to be able to do something about it. I really do. Because I know we can. We can do this. And so as we go in February, which is President's Weekend, when many schools have Friday and Monday off, which is great. We meet here in the parking lot on Friday the 14th. We caravan up. You've got motorhomes. You got trailers. We're going to go up. But here's what the partnership looks like. I have already reached out to the department on campus that mobilizes students trains them, equips them, gets them ready, looks at the insurance stuff, mobilizes them, and gets them to natural disasters. They're incredibly excited about this opportunity. She says we could easily get 100 students, including at least 20 from our Murrieta campus. I know without a doubt we can do 20 here.
What's the date again?
February 14th through the 18th. Also, as you look at this, we cannot do this alone. So that's Azusa Pacific University. You, our Murrieta Psychology Club, is birthing this idea. You guys are what's going to help manage this. So everybody's going to have different silos, different responsibilities in order to do this. Our job here, because we are the organization that's birthing this, we are going to be the administrative arm of all of this. We are going to make sure that it's managed well, that it's recorded, that it's everything, all the people that are involved, the phone numbers, the communication that happens, making sure that our base camp is ready and set up, our checkout, everything that needs to happen, we're going to do the pre-planning and get it organized and together. Okay, so that's one piece. I'll go more into that in a minute. Secondly, APU students going up and being the hands and feet of Christ, literally rebuilding. Once we all go up there, we've got their names and information, we can get them in contact, put them into smaller groups with the faculty or staff, and then they're dispatched throughout Paradise to do a job for those 3 days. Okay? Also, Liberty University is the largest Christian university in the world with their online program. They're on the East Coast, we are on the West Coast. We got 2 Christian universities coming together for one cause. They're going to join us. They're going to send also and mobilize a group of students that are going to come and also do the same thing the APU students are doing, working side by side. An incredible visual experience. Christian university students all over the world, East Coast and West Coast, coming together for one joint cause. It's going to be phenomenal and powerful. It's going to change lives. I know it is. But I say this to you all the time. When you give yourself away, you end up getting something back. And that's what we're going to do. The third one is 1027 Church. The church, in their DNA, is to serve the servants. They are there. They're mobilizing a team. This is incredible. This is already happening. They're mobilizing a team to feed y'all, so that when you go, you don't have to worry about the church that's hosting us, the church that is the center of this rebuild in Paradise. Do not have to worry about the 250 people coming. They don't need to worry about it. They just receive and receive and receive. See a need and fill it. And so the church is going to be feeding you, making sure your meals the whole time are taken care of. Make sure you've got snacks and drinks and everything that you could possibly need. They're setting up base camp, making sure it's all equipped, cleaned, all that stuff. This is a collaborative effort that's happening all over the nation that's coming together, and we've only just begun. There are people calling me and finding out about this thing and want to give to help support it. Whatever resources we need to get us there and to do a job well, we're going to do it. Whatever's left, we give back to Paradise, so that they can rebuild. Here, let me go into more details of kind of what our job is going to be. Starting on Wednesday night. So I teach the data analysis class on Wednesday night. So we have class from 6 to 10. So from 4:30, starting at 4:30 on Wednesday, any of y'all who want to come and be a part of this administrative planning process, which is the heart of this whole event, the whole experience, to help us, we are going to fill up these boards and we're going to brainstorm and we're going to figure out what needs to happen. And we're going to have our first brainstorming session with our Murrieta Club, and we're going to start figuring out what needs to happen between now and when we leave in February. That's on us. So there's a lot of incredible things that are already happening. We've been talking with the officers of the Psych Club that we now need to begin to implement and start planning and increase the opportunity for our campus, a Murrieta campus, to do something significant. So I'm inviting you all. I'm going to put this online, with this recording right now, put this online as well, inviting any of our Murrieta team to come on Wednesday night and help plan this thing. We're going to brainstorm and get this figured out. Okay? Any questions so far about this? What's your response? What's your reaction? What are your thoughts?
Love it.
Yeah.
My calendar.
Awesome. We're doing this. We're doing this. And in the evenings, each night, this is where the rubber meets the road. This is where we walk away feeling like we're blessed. Every single night that we're there, starting on the 14th, we're going to be gathering as a team, all 250, how many of us, and the community. There at the one church that survived, we're going to meet there, and we're going to have a time of worship. We're going to have a time of testimony. We're going to have a time of prayer, and we're just going to seek the Lord and what he would have. And as we get together in that time of worship, being able to receive just what he has, not because we deserve anything, but because we want to offer ourselves away, and we know we're going to be blessed through it. And everything that we go through, we hope and pray that we leave paradise better than we found it. And that's the gist of this thing is like spreading like craziness. This is exciting. We're only just beginning. So as we kind of launch this idea, this thing called Paradise Rise, and there is a website, paradiserise.com. It's done. Matter of fact, can you go on there and just open that up for me real quick? So you have now the means to be able to say, hey, you know what? I want to share something with you. Talk to the people you know that can give to this. APU is a tax deduction allowed place. People can give to APU and receive a deduction. So as you look at paradiserise.com, there's everything you would possibly need to know about this collaborative effort, when it is and what's needed. So put it on your Facebook page. Let people know what's going on. It gives you a chance to donate. It gives you a chance to be able to know more about why we're doing what we're doing. Because again, give people the information, ask the question, let them give. Tax deductible, more amazing. Pastor Josh Gallagher is the pastor of Paradise Alliance Church. He was hired, you guys, 3 months ago. You think God didn't know something was going to be happening and needed him strategically placed? Because the only 2 buildings that survived in town were the high school and this church. This church has kind of become the hub of the new what's coming in Paradise. And by default, Pastor Josh has been overwhelmed. He came out 3 months ago from Colorado. When the fire happened and they had to evacuate, and 18 out of 21 of the staff of this church lost their homes. This is devastating. It's hit everybody. The family went back to Colorado. The school says, we'll let your kids re-enroll. Come on back. And so he's been separated from his family, and he's taken the lead there in town, working with what the remnants of the city council to help build. So we're partnering with him to say, what can we do? I'm bringing a really big group. Think big. What can we do? So the point is, between now and then, to start to iron out those details. But what we do know is that there will be college students who will be mobilized. They're going to show up, and what we're going to do the first night, we're going to gather, we're going to get settled, we're going to have our night of worship, a prayer, and then on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, those are work days. We're going to be put into groups, and you'll be with the same group for those 3 days, and you will be given instructions at a location where you will then go and work for that day, or those 3 days, doing something, rebuilding, cleaning. So this is labor intensive. Now, the majority of our team will be helping with administrating and communicating. That's our specific role. If there's enough of us, then yes, then some of us can become the laborers and actually go out into the field and actually start helping do that as well. But the point is that each group is doing their own thing and those things well. Kids are not able to go. So you've got little ones because of liability insurance. It is you and your spouse can go, but they are responsible for themselves. But yet keep in mind, it's hard work. I mean, we'll be working the whole time. Like a marriage serving together side by side. So yes, spouses are able to go, but what we'll start to do, all students will need to go through this office on campus. So there's actually an application process. We'll make sure we have all the information we need for insurance, and then we'll figure out a subsystem for our others, spouses or significant others that want to go, okay? So be thinking about motorhomes, campers, ways to have housing when we go. I mean, I can visualize a caravan heading up the freeway all together, paradise or bust. Paradise rise, right? I just see paradise rise. It's like a declaration statement. Paradise is going to rise, you guys. This is going to be way beyond us, but I think we're going to start something. And notice we're doing this in February, not right now, because again, FEMA is still trying to just deal with the initial issues right now. And so all of that will begin to dissipate, and that becomes like the clear needs will start to happen. Insurance will start coming through. FEMA will start coming through in bigger ways. And so they'll be able to say, hey, now I need you to go do this. I need you to go do this. That's why we're doing this.